We're kicking it off in the bottom left-hand side. Best of 5 semi-final here in the WardiTV Christmas Invitational. Let's do this. We have to the bottom left. The red Protoss player from Team Liquid. This is MaNa. And we have to the top right-hand side, the blue Protoss Cascade DnS. You guys were so awesome that not just one of you gave $17 to the Match Arena page, 2 of you gave $17 to the Match Arena page. Shout out to Zarkton, who said, here we go. Thank you so much. And Passa2300 says, the last gift to buy for the year. Enjoy. Thank you so much, guys. Again, I appreciate it. Even though we went past the $600, obviously we still split extra money between the players. So you've both been esports heroes. Thank you so much. Again, that will guarantee that we pay out the top 8 players here today, even though that we're now in the top 4. Alright, getting this ready to go. It'd be good to have Wikipedia updated with current results. So here's the issue. Wikipedia looks updated to me because I'm a verified user. The issue is someone who isn't verified is updating the Wikipedia page. So it doesn't look updated because no one's accepted the changes. But I don't realize that because to me it looks updated because I can see unreviewed kind of changes. So it should be fixed now. I clicked the link to buy the war chest. How does I know it works from him? As long as you went to the war chest off of my link from my chat, it will give me a percentage of the sale of the Yeti. As long as you came in from the affiliate link on my page, it's all good. Alright, so a probe coming around the top side here as MaNa has a little bit of a look around. We do see a Cybercore coming up on each side. I mean, the 2 gates apiece is obviously very regular. The only thing that's maybe slightly off this game is that DnS didn't go and scout. He's not interested at all in seeing what his opponent is up to. Obviously, MaNa will see that there's a pylon kind of missing here compared to the fact he's got 2 pylons at home. DnS has hidden one out over here. Now, the thing is, he might not actually want to use this pylon for anything. It might more so, I mean, I say that, but the probe's still here. It kind of, in a weird way, could be used as a way to kind of maybe hide the fact, you know, pretend there's a proxy almost. Let's see if he does anything. Because the probe is just sitting there, but that may just be a case of the Stalker and the Sentry want to get rid of this probe before he brings it back. It might just be, but I mean, right now, then, what is the point in not building something in your main base, right? Well, obviously, there is these couple of things where it's like, maybe a hallucination can see it, but he does pull that probe away. So it's just a case of truly trying to pretend there's a proxy out on the map. Well, this is a real proxy. This pylon comes in on the top side of the map. It's getting ready to go. There's a couple of Stalkers here out the front. A hallucination from DnS going ahead down to the bottom left. Now, MaNa, why is he being aggressive? Why has he got a pylon? He's got 2 gateways here. So with 2 Stalkers on the way up, it's looking very good for him as a couple of shots go off on that hallucination. Stalkers bringing that hallucination a little bit lower, but DnS will get into the main. He will see Chrono Boost on the warp gate. He will see no tech choice at all, and he will also notice a missing pylon at this stage. So now DnS has to be wary of what's coming up, and MaNa's just going to go for a good old 4 gate. So here we go, 4 gateways coming down, and these few Stalkers of MaNa are going to start pressing forwards. Immediately DnS cancels. He realizes something is up. Starts shield batteries in the main. Robo coming down to help him get Immortal out to defend. MaNa has been figured out from just lack, you know, from what DnS hasn't seen here, basically. Again, it's weird, but that's how good these players are. You look for the little things. However, MaNa, after realizing that the Nexus was cancelled, is now going to pull away from his attack. So this is just like the craziest sort of set of mind games ever. MaNa pulls away from the attack after seeing that maybe DnS is aware of it, throws down a Robo, will not commit right away, but he's also not throwing down a Nexus just yet, although he might now. The probe is down here and he's keeping it here. Nexus gets dropped in the natural expansion. A couple of gates still up on the top side as we see the Robo facility coming down and the main Stargate being dropped in the main base as well. As that hallucination comes over, and that is DnS seeing the expansion, so now he knows about it. Well, I still feel he might need a couple shield batteries on the low ground, but that's difficult to get because there's no pylon down here. You do see the Stalkers coming in. How did he know that a pylon was missing? He came in with the hallucinated Phoenix, and he saw there was only this pylon and this pylon from MaNa. I mean, 2 pylons are not enough for the amount of supply MaNa has, so there had to be another pylon elsewhere, and he'd already seen the natural expansion as well. So it's just counting the amount of pylons in the game and knowing how many there should be at this stage. It was actually a very typical thing for dealing with the 4 gate, counting the pylons in the base and stuff like that. It's a trick that's gone way back into the old days of StarCraft 2. As we Do you see the Stalkers and the Sentries hanging out in the natural hallucination? Not able to do too much here, as we do see a force field dropping onto the ramp there. Stalkers and Sentries poking away, but the Immortal and the Prism obviously able to start breaking down. And actually killing Sentries, DnS should be fairly happy with that. Some Sentry kills is awesome. And we do see the few Adepts just going to shade down into the natural, and this Observer from MaNa coming in to the upper right. Oh, has to get this Immortal drop down because the Prism gets targeted by Stalkers. Suddenly DnS loses a big unit in his army. That's obviously a huge loss for him, so that's actually a bit of a mistake. And considering MaNa has an expansion, remember, MaNa's looking very good in this game because he's currently overwhelming DnS on the natural, having killed the Prism. A lot of DnS's counter-attack potential has gone, his higher attack unit has gone. DnS's advantages are withering away as MaNa is currently just overrunning his natural expansion. He still has those 4 gates of units, and they are putting in work. MaNa also has an Immortal out. Is that what's wandering across the map? It is. And that means he can apply even further pressure here as DnS is in a ton of trouble. And Stalker's hanging around, picks off that probe. Still not letting DnS get down here, still not letting him expand. And I think this game is already getting to that point where MaNa is just a little bit too far ahead. DnS will send his Prism out. He will find what I mean. His Adept is looking for work kills, but MaNa breaks up into the main. Okay, the force field stops some of these units for a while, sure, but the Immortal is up the ramp, and realistically, there's still too much here. I mean, gets another pile onto the side, and we'll just continue to pick and chip away. Now there's no force field, though. Now these units can move through a bit more easily. Now the probes will pull in, and MaNa decides just to go for it, which I think is absolutely the correct decision here. Why on earth wouldn't you? I mean, okay, maybe you could have sat on the ramp and dealt with the probes there. I guess the second Immortal coming out. Okay, DnS will start to clean this up. We'll see what his Prism does across the map. There are units here to defend. You see the Adepts drop down, need to sync up their shots onto probes because of the shield battery. Doesn't do any damage at all, just wasn't synced. Now he will get a couple of worker kills, but he's still not target firing. He got 1 kill, now he's going to recall the Adepts out as the Prism will just survive. DnS defends at home with that probe pull. Okay, maybe MaNa was wrong to go up the ramp. He has me being like, well, why wouldn't he? Well, maybe that's why. Maybe that is why, as we're going to be seeing these units from DnS coming out through the top side. Stalkers, Immortals, Adepts going to come in and already work their way through this gateway, this pylon, shut this down. I mean, this is obviously huge. MaNa losing half of his production that's currently active. So that is something from DnS. He throws down the expansion, but he's 14 workers down. He has to do some insane work here to truly get back into this game. Stalkers going forwards, as we do see the Adepts loading back up. That Prism has high ground vision, so the Stalkers will try and chase, but a Prism is only as fast as another Prism, so as DnS continues to run, these Stalkers will not get in range. It looks like that Prism will stay alive. He takes a corner, which maybe gives the Stalkers an opportunity. Cuts the corner again. Couple of shots. Prism goes low. One more shot here. Oh, Prism! No! Yes, it survives! Just about, as we see a little bit of action over here as well. Prism again hanging out on the bottom as we do see an Adept, a Sentry, an Immortal and a Stalker going to come in and clean that one Stalker left that's hunting the Prism still. And that Prism will survive. What a save by DnS, who is, well, still 14 workers down. He's obviously oversaturated in the main, though, and that's something worth noting, I guess, that MaNa is also oversaturated a little bit in the main. So the 14 worker difference isn't maybe as high as it might seem. He's still very significant, obviously. Alright, well. Units coming through the bottom side of the map here. DnS pushing across. A few extra Zealots warping in now on the natural. Stalkers pulling back. Immortals leading the charge. I mean, as DnS, you should be looking to pop the barriers on those as soon as possible. I mean, those are very hopeful force fields considering the Warp Prism is just behind it. DnS's army supply is usable. 49 to 43, but fighting into defensive shield batteries is obviously not going to be easy. But he's gotten so much damage on these Immortals already, I kind of want to believe. Adepts pushing forwards here. He does have Resonating Glaives because he did have that Twilight Council upgrading during the previous fights. And he is starting to make some progress here. DnS, is he actually making this happen? I mean, the Adepts are having a great time, killing absolutely everything. And suddenly there isn't really much left for MaNa, apart from just a couple of Immortals, which, yes, the Prism Micro is good on. But now the shield battery's out of energy too. Adepts are still around. One Immortal from DnS has to be super careful. The Adepts will shade right on top. This Immortal still trying to attack when it can. Probes will pull in to help out. Fortunately for MaNa, there isn't many Adepts here anymore, which means that the Adepts will not get a bunch of probe kills super fast. And while this is looking hopeful for a few moments, the probe pull really has shut it down. That prism goes down, Immortal inside of it. DNS's hopes in game number 1 are pretty much over now, as this is going to be DNS pulling over back home. Accidentally pauses first. That's something DNS does a lot. GG. MaNa picks up game 1, but 0-2. MaNa versus DNS here. And MaNa is up 1-0. You gifted one with the link. Thank you, slowly. Nice casting, says Cannabisco. Thank you. You like the Wardy portrait? Yeah, don't forget, ! portrait. You can actually go buy the in-game Wardy portrait now from the caster's Invitational. Do check that out as we have to the bottom right side our red Protoss player. This is Team Liquid's MaNa. Up 1-0 in this best of 5. Guys, let's get the hype rolling in here. We got 2,000 viewers in this PvP at the moment. But honestly, I am so excited for the series after this. Up after this best of 5. Oh yes. After this is going to be the one and only Showtime versus the one and only Reno. It's going to be so good. Get the hype in here. Stay tuned in. Tonight's going to be fantastic. Top left, Cascades DNS. So nearly bringing it back there in game number 1, but just didn't quite have enough to turn it around. As we do see the probe coming in to throw down the second gateway, but look at MaNa dropping down that Nexus first. Wow. Okay. Probe is going to come across towards the upper left-hand side here and having a little bit of a look to see what's going on. DNS comes down to the bottom right, and he will see this Nexus first. Now, Nexus first is interesting, obviously, because, I mean, how do you defend certain attacks? It's going to be tough, and honestly, Nexus first on a low ground, no ramp scenario is pretty rough. So here we go, a couple of gates coming in here. Obviously, DNS with some opportunities. Let's see what the response of what the response is going to be. I'm intrigued to see why he chooses maybe this map in particular. Just going to be seeing a couple stalkers already being built up here. So they're getting set to go. Cybercore dropping in on that natural. And this probe of DNS backing away from the bottom right. So just getting this going. Obviously right now MaNa can only build a Zealot. Still waiting for the Cybercore to finish. And DNS, he already built a pylon in the center of the map. Maybe it's his time to 4-gate. His time to shine. Maybe that's the mind game from MaNa. He 4-gates first, puts the idea in DNS's head, and then he gives him the perfect time to show a 4-gate. Okay, it's a Robo. Robo is obviously the other very valid and very oftenly seen choice in this scenario. The Immortals are going to be very good at pressing forwards. They're going to be good range units. The Warp Prism will help a lot too. And a third gateway just really puts use of everything you can have on off of one base here. So DNS is going to try and break MaNa's Nexus first down, and MaNa will have to play defense. Two Stalkers up on the ramp here in the center. Zealot down to the bottom. A probe going to come over as well. We do see the probe going to come forward and throw down a shield battery. Obviously, you might need a few of those to survive this. The biggest issue I have, though, is how is MaNa going to stop units just killing his gateways at the front? I'm not sure at the moment. The Stalkers are having a go at each other. Zealot chilling out as well. More being Corona boosted out, and we are going to be seeing obviously DNS getting ready to press. I mean, I just don't know what MaNa does to defend. I really am not sure what he does to defend. Shield battery in the main in case of a Stargate. He obviously has no idea what's going on in this game because his scouting has been extremely limited to that first probe. I mean, here we go. This is what, 8 plus Stalkers, 9 Stalkers, and an Immortal. Again, he doesn't even need to deal damage to the army right now. He can just pick up these gateways, and then MaNa doesn't have any production. And if he has no production, what on earth is he going to do? He still doesn't even have Warp Gate, guys. He doesn't even have Warp Gate. Maybe this is a response to the fact that DNS didn't scout in game number 1. Because DNS didn't probe scout in game number 1, in which case he wouldn't have been able to do this. Obviously, probe scouting in game 2 puts it into a very different situation. Warp Gate is denied. I mean, probes will pull in as well, but MaNa will be very, very hard pressed to make this work out. A second probe still drops down as well, so you can continue to produce Immortals. Immortals are good and all, but It's going to be rough right now. MaNa down on, kind of down on workers are mining, obviously, because of the workers being pulled in here. So his economy will drop off heavily. Shield batteries coming up as we see extra stalkers joining the fray, however, and obviously we'll be able to overpower here as we see another pylon. I mean, this will go down as well. So another shield battery shut down. The first of all from MaNa is on the way up. Again, we'll just target the pylon to shut the shield batteries down, and, well, again, I just look at this and I don't really see what MaNa does now. This one definitely was a gamble. I told you about something that wasn't really a gamble earlier. This is a gamble, I think, the Nexus phase. You really rely on your opponent not scouting, and DnS is just going to keep on picking up this Nexus kill. Obviously, the Nexus goes down. He doesn't even need to press up into the main at that point. He's already done enough. And we'll just get some shots off on the Immortals here and there that are coming in. That shield battery's put in work. Now falls, however. And a couple of sentries from DnS too as he just sets up a Nexus of his own. DnS just wants to deny MaNa for a little while, although he does actually have Warp Prism, and those force fields are very good. Blocks that Immortal in. I thought he was going to get the force fields on the ramp to stop MaNa coming down as he expands. I mean, that works as well, using the force fields to block that Immortal in and to guarantee himself a kill. Stop MaNa from just microing back. Still just going to be seeing the Stalkers and the Immortals gathering up in the main. A couple of pros going down as well. Obviously, DnS just adding to the damage dealt here so far. A couple more sentries from DnS coming over, just gathering up in this natural expansion. All of these units at the moment, as we see Immortals, Stalkers, and so on, set to try and defend from MaNa, but it's really a tough position. He's going to load up 2 Immortals and go across the map, which I can agree with, but oh no, the Warp Prism gets found! And that's huge because now these Immortals are going to be somewhat stranded. Okay, the Stalkers not able to pick it off yet. So they just go chasing that Prism down as these Immortals are picking up even more probes. 3 workers down. Another Immortal pops out. Again, Prism just continues to the upper left. Stalkers warping in to try and deflect it ASAP. Okay, DnS is going to send another couple of units home as well. Still wants to keep some presence on the map here. As guess what? The Immortals are back in town, baby. And even more probes of MaNa continue to fall. The shield battery is already absolutely out of energy. 8 workers killed. As you see, well, these 2 Immortals do pick up those Stalkers that were set in for defense. So something being done by MaNa as he just continues to lose his probes at home. He's down to 7 workers here. And we're going to be seeing Immortal coming in now from DnS. Will be enough to push this away. MaNa goes for pretty much an all-or-nothing attack. I mean, we saw an all-or-nothing attack kind of from DnS in that last game. Same story now. You know what? DnS will lose power to a gateway. He will lose a Robo. You have to remember there is just absolutely nothing left here as he's going to go after pylons. He needs to just kill this Immortal. Obviously has the Prism, so he will win this fight without losing anything, or should do at least. He also needs to bring these Immortals home, though, I think. I mean, just go across the map, recall back home, and just defend. That's all he has to do. He's just going to go for the pylons just to be absolutely sure nothing else can build from MaNa. He doesn't know how many resources MaNa maybe has banked up. First force field comes down, and DnS can buy some time. His gateway is under trouble. His new Robo facility will immediately chrono boost out an Immortal. And again, I think as soon as he kills this pylon, he recalls home, but he doesn't have the energy yet. Trying to fight those Immortals. One of his gates down. DnS up heavily in army supply at the moment, 45 to 30. Remember that DnS is not going to get anything else. There's the recall and the natural expansion, actually. So one of his Immortals goes down, though. It's a little bit of a shame. Those 4 Immortals of MaNa just clunking away as he's on 0 probes. This gateway at the front goes down. Prism still taking some hits. Nice force fields, but the Prism is there. Immortal comes in on the back from DnS, goes down. Now the Prism also. Again, to get new Immortals up from his Robo facility, and still has that 1 gate, which funnily enough is still more gateways than MaNa currently has. Immortals loading up, dropping into the high ground. Pylon's still taking damage here. Taking a lot of damage, I'm telling you. Stalkers, sentries, Immortals going to press forwards. Nearly loses that Immortal there, MaNa. I mean, he's got 6 or so, or 5 or so to play with, but obviously every Immortal that goes down is a huge loss for him because he is absolutely reliant on these Immortals to win him this game. It's pretty much his army, Immortals and a couple Stalkers. He loses one of them there. I mean, I think MaNa's fighting a losing battle anyways, so far from the end of the world. I think he knew it was over as well. GG, DnS ties us up 1-1. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Wardy. No, there's a lot of people in here, and when there's a lot of people in here, we usually have some new faces, so shout out to you guys. If you're new in the chat, you don't usually hang around the stream, or maybe it's your first time watching, maybe you just got to StarCraft recently, let me know if you're new out in the chat. I want to see any new people in here. Let's hear it. I also want to hear it if you're out there in the chat today because of the war chest. just released. Let me know. Let me know if that's something that's brought you into the stream today. While we get into this best of 5 PvP game 3. The top right hand side, we have got ourselves our Red Cross player, Team Liquid's MaNa. Mac of the Pooh says hello in the chat for the first time. Hello, Wolf NSW. We got Medic2326 in the chat, says he's new. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to StarCraft, maybe. I don't know. What you need to. Grampy is new in the chat. Let's give a big wave to all the new people, guys. Not new to SC2, but you're here because of the Pylon Show. Awesome, Yeti. Thank you so much for dropping by. Glad the Pylon Show brought you. It's really awesome, actually. As we have to the bottom left, our Blue Protoss player, Cascades DnS. Haven't looked around for other SC2 streamers much. The War Chest promotion is doing its work. Awesome. That's really cool to hear. Honestly, I think it's a really, really positive thing. I mean, obviously, I'm very biased. I get a cut of the sale. I think it's really awesome. Like, it's a really huge step in a really good direction from Blizzard. And I really like the new WCS as well. I know a couple of people are going to be sad that they've cut a live event. But I really think it's not even that big of a cut back as it's more so I don't think it's as much of a cutback as it is a just being realistic with how they time things out and having to play a challenger series out and, you know, having to fit events in and try not to rush things. So big fan of the new WCS announcement. I think it's really cool. Exclamation mark WCS if you didn't see it already. I've got a link in the chat for you guys. I really don't think anyone should look at it as Blizzard cutting back on WCS at all. The prize money is the same. It's just, instead of a 1 weekend live event, it'll run a 10-week studio broadcast, which, I mean, 10 weeks of studio work is kind of going to be expensive anyways. It's not like they're cutting all the costs. Honestly, I think it's a very similar investment. It's just something that will work out better in the long run for the WCS. I like it. I think it's really cool. Hello, says Nick JK7. The chat says, hello, first time watching a stream. Welcome. Good to have you. DnS is expanding as MaNa goes back towards the attempt to 4-gate. This happened in game number 1, and MaNa is repeating it again here in game number 2. But again, DnS sees no natural. He comes in, and he sees a couple of pylons. He sees 3 pylons this time, so again, maybe he doesn't get too much given away from there. Just the lack of a natural, he decides to add on shield batteries already, and boom, he actually cancelled his own as well. So DnS, they're doing this same dance. They're doing this exact same dance. Nexus comes down in the natural from MaNa because he realizes that DnS cancels his own, and DnS does have an Oracle this time from the Stargate coming across. The prize money is not the same. It is. It's $60,000 per region, which is $125,000. So it's because there's an Americas and a European event, right? So the prize money is about the same. The Stasis Ward actually catches 3 of those probes. Nice catch there. Lambo coming in with the host. Hello everyone from Lambo's stream. How you guys doing today? Welcome. You've joined us here in the semi-finals of the WardiTV Christmas Invitational. After this semi-final, we actually have Showtime versus Raynor, a PvZ coming up. So we still got some Zerg action for you guys today as we get this going. The depths of Stalkers break down the ramp though. MaNa misses his force field, and that is huge. And as we're going to see, that Stalker picked off. Did I forget Challenger? No. The WCS circuit event's $101,000. This tournament has $120,000 prize pool. Oh no, is it a slight prize pool? Is it 50k, 50k? If it is, it's very slight. I mean, are we really going to start pretending StarCraft's in trouble because they cut like 20k of prize pool somewhere? Either way, it's very similar. Let's be realistic. Like, it's a very good thing. I think it's everything people should have wanted to hear. Anyways, enough thoughts on that. Let's kick this off and go on. It is 60k, 60k? Then yeah, it's the same price pool as Challenger. Challenger in the other regions. Maybe other regions Challenger. Again, we're talking about like a really minimal impact then into if something's lost. I think it is very similar. I think it's a really good thing. Anyways, guys, going into this. We see the Immortal popping out, coming down to the low ground. Nexus going to be finishing up in a few moments. A couple probes coming out as those Oracles hanging out to the top side. Stalkers and Sentries from MaNa will be pushing out into the middle. A couple of Adepts go to shade on by in towards the main base. So again, it's been this weird game where DnS cancelled his Nexus. MaNa missing his force fields really gave DnS an opportunity. And DnS in this game, having not lost the Immortal in the Warp Prism, is obviously great form. However, MaNa still has 4 gates, so while he did expand, he still has some aggression on the way. He just got a Robo up for a Warp Prism, and he's still going to go for this large attack. So let's see if DnS can hold, as that Prism might go in the main base. MaNa is a big fan of the force field on the ramp, and DnS is going to immediately realize he's in a bit of trouble. However, he's about to have his own Warp Prism. For the moment, he will recall into the main, which I think is a perfectly fine way of doing this. Force field on that low ground, going to trap that Immortal in, but there's the Prism to save it. I think this is a really nice way of doing this. Yes, now Sentries will come down to the low ground, but obviously, again, with the Prism here, you can transfer units over anyways. Does lose one Immortal, though, and actually will pull some probes in, but he knows that he's killed a lot of probes because across the map, the Oracles have been going huge. He's going to continue to end up into this. A couple more force fields coming down. Stalkers and Adepts still fighting. MaNa's army supply is dead similar to that of DnS, but MaNa will not be able to warp in as much as DnS can at the moment because DnS has still got a base mining compared to MaNa back at home, who only has 8 probes. Immortal gets saved, lifts up to the top side. That Immortal is huge difference as well. Obviously, the Immortal able to chunk their way through the Stalkers. We're going to be seeing a couple more Stalkers warped in up on the high ground there. That Immortal gets brought back to the shield batteries as the Stalkers are just going to brute force their way up the ramp, but brute force it is, and it isn't actually working all that well either. The Immortals are doing too much damage. Extra reinforced Stalkers showing up. It's just going to be too much from DnS. He holds this time around. Sorry, game number 4 of this best of 5. Maths is difficult. Don't try to count on stream, guys. You get lost very easily. Bottom right-hand side, our red Protoss from Team Liquid is MaNa. At the top left, our blue Protoss player is Cascades DnS. 7 times, my god, that's like a whole 7 MMR. I'm just saying, if you're hitting that 1k MMR, you get that Wardy port rate, you're almost Serral. I mean, I can't make you as good as Serral, but, you know, almost. It's not bad. People will quit instantly when they queue versus you. Yeah, they'll be terrified. Oh my god. He's got the power of Wardy. It's like hacking. It's not fair. Get me out of here. Queue again. Get a better opponent. Someone I can beat. That's what they say. Yeah, imagine Serral used the portrait. He hops up to a casual like 50,000 MMR. Yeah, that's the only reason Serral doesn't use the Wardy portrait as well. He told me. He said, honestly, Wardy, you're definitely my favorite caster. You know, I just can't use your portrait because it would just be unfair. I'm already the best by a huge margin. And if we want them to keep, you know, keep SC2 interesting, I have to lose a map sometimes. So, yeah, Serral can't use the Wardy portrait, sadly. I'm using the Wardy portrait and my opponent keeps laughing. God damn it. Alright, this is maybe going to be the most standard PvP game we've seen so far, because obviously MaNa in game number 1 and 3 has gone for that 4 gate, which kind of went a bit weird in the end. And then game number 2 went for the Nexus first, which induced DnS into going very aggressive himself. Right now, DnS on the verge of a WardiTV Christmas Invitational final. We still have last year's champion in the tournament, by the way. Raynor run Christmas Invitational number 2 over Namshar in the finals there. Actually, Showtime was eliminated by TLO that event in the quarterfinals. MaNa didn't played in the round of 16 and didn't advance through the group. The first Christmas Invitational was won by Uthermal. MaNa also played in that one. We also only made it to the round of 16. Kind of cool. I love this event. I love the, you know, the Christmas Invitational was like the first event I did that was like played out in like a 1 week straight, and since then we've just done so much more of it. So it's been really cool. It's been really cool. Twilight Council comes down here from DnS. A Stargate comes down here from MaNa. And as we go into this 4th game, the tech choice is being made. And honestly, both players are setting up towards expansions here very shortly. Let's see that Stargate about to finish up. DnS was the first to drop the expansion, so just getting a little bit of help in that as the hallucination will come through. As Stargate going straight into a Phoenix, something DNS will see. DNS will be kind of happy with this. Going to see that Blink being Chrono boosted out. And it's just going to be, I mean, Blink Stalkers against Phoenix is generally obviously a good way to defend because you have a good amount of anti-air to deal with the Phoenix as they come in. So, a good amount of anti-air to help you out with that. As you have those Stalkers coming up the top side. Poking their way through this Nexus. The damage being done here and there. Obviously not a lot though from MaNa. I mean, DnS has plenty of units. He gets the shield battery on the high ground just to help him stay safe. Just because MaNa probably has been playing very aggressively this series. He's probably a little bit afraid, but kind of not completely necessary. As Phoenix coming out, and you will stick to a few Phoenix here to be able to get enough up to harass with, and so on. Stalkers coming through the center. Those two Phoenix up to the top at the moment. Gateways coming down on each side of the map. So going up and towards the free gated production on both sides. I wonder where MaNa goes from here. And he does start to get those free probes, which he's almost guaranteed to get by playing a Stargate opening. Wherever you go, Oracles or Phoenix probes are very likely on the kill production lost tab a few months later. So just getting a little bit of eco damage. However, DnS has a much stronger fighting standing army. Stalkers pushing down towards the bottom right-hand side of the map. Some Grazzle coming in with a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for the sub. We'll get to you in a moment because this game's about to get exciting. Blink is here, but the Phoenix lifted up a bunch of the Stalkers so they can't blink. It's obviously nice as we see one Phoenix down so far. Now a second. I think DnS might just have to get out of here. Too many Stalkers from MaNa is going to overrun, and DnS is going to be pushed away. Grazzle saying it would be a shame not to sub for so much content here. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate the kind words. I'm glad you're enjoying. And the plans is to continue through into 2019. I have content lined up pretty much every single day until the 15th of January at the moment. Then I guess it'll be WCS qualifiers, so we'll be busy then. And then I'll run a WardiTV tournament as well, end of January into February. So we have got a hell of a lot of StarCraft coming up, and we are not slowing down. We are not stopping! Let's see what happens. A few Phoenix into the main as they're going to go for a couple of probe kills. Just a couple of probes going down. Can we ban this guy in the chat, by the way, that's suggesting players are throwing games for money? If you feel it's sad that the players don't get so very much money when they're playing a tournament and you're winning $500 a match betting, why don't you just sponsor a tournament? Fucking 2,000 IQ play, you can literally fix the issue. Instead of just bragging about money you're probably not winning. Otherwise, you probably do something about it if you actually cared. Something doesn't add up. So you know what? If no one else will, I'll ban him. There we go. Mods, where are you? What's up? Iceflugel coming in with the Twitch Prime sub. Iceflugel SC2 to be exact. Coming in with the Twitch Prime sub as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. A couple of Phoenix just getting recalled back home there. Again, they were trying to harass on the upper left, but they didn't have too much luck. I'd like to sub, but I only have Twitch Prime. My sub is at Take TV. Don't worry, Enforce. The fact you're supporting StarCraft 2 somewhere is fantastic. Shout out to you for supporting the Take. Yeah, a few Phoenix just gathering up. As if the Phoenix needs recall. I think he was stuck in this back corner, so I want to get this going. Stalker coming into the right-hand side. Charge on the way up right now on this Twilight Council, as we've seen them all. Templar Archives all coming down. Thank you for a couple of subs. We'll get you guys up on the tree and all that good stuff very shortly. Let's see if you guys start warping in. This game's calmed down a little bit. MaNa has a huge army supply lead, but again, I look at this and I kind of feel like DNS's army is... I want to say it's getting there, but then I look at MaNa's producing 2 Immortals at a time. He also has +1 on the way. Early income, I mean, it wasn't even an income advantage. Just MaNa took a good fight here. DnS getting too aggressive with the Blink Stalkers. Even that wasn't a huge amount of resources lost. I feel like DnS just shouldn't be as far behind as he maybe is. Well, we do see the few units coming across through the center of the map. Extra gates coming down. MaNa with the Prism as well. He might look to really do something with this +1 finishing. But DnS has Templar Archive, so he will have Archons that MaNa won't. So MaNa will have an extra Immortal. Well, he won't actually anymore because his double robot isn't producing at the moment. He's just going to attack very shortly. I actually begin to feel like this could be a defense from DnS. I mean, now it starts to look as though DnS's army is getting to where it should be, considering he hasn't lost overly too much or anything like that. He still has a blink on those stalkers. He has charge against no charge as well, which is actually a huge deal. So it's very good in these situations. War Prism here from MaNa. If DnS could somehow blink on top of the Prism and take that down, that would be absolutely crazy. As here we go, we see these Immortals firing away. The Zealots in the front again do not have charge from MaNa. That's a big something that he's missing out on here. Force Whip's coming down to stop some of those units coming through. That Archon can't get to the Force Whips to break through because of other units. The Stalkers blink back to let it in the end. MaNa is winning this fight at the moment. War Prism Micro becoming a big thing. The Immortals were picked up by the Phoenix, and once more, those Immortals being brought out of the fight for such a huge time. They're not able currently to do anything. Finally, the Stalkers target down the Phoenix, but maybe just too late because the Immortals now are in a lot of trouble, and the army of MaNa has advanced forwards, able to, well, break through this. I think Probes will pull in from DnS to try and defend, but MaNa wants to take us to a 5th game here. See those Stalkers and Immortals continue to deal some damage. We do see some Probes pull it in as well. Prism will get targeted down, so no more reinforcements, but these two Immortals still alive. They have another barrier available. Well, one of them now goes down. But DnS has lost 13 probes in that attack, and that is probably already just a little bit too much here. As DnS looking very, very good at the moment. Sorry, MaNa looking very good at the moment. DnS looking very dead at the moment. DnS looking good to push this back. But, again, you look at the repercussions. His third Nexus got cancelled. He lost a lot of probes. He's in some trouble. Thank you so much to LinsTube, who actually just came in and gifted a sub out to Enforce. He was just talking about wanting to support the stream. Thank you so much, LinsTube, for your first ever sub gift on the channel. And welcome Enforce to the family. That's what we're about here, guys. Everyone looks after each other. Thank you so much. Already changed your stream title. Apologies, guys. Thank you so much to that amigo. Coming in with the Twitch Prime sub as well. Do you see the Archons picking off the Observer there? Again, thank you to that amigo. Guys, we're going to get you up all up on the tree in due course as well. So thank you so much for supporting, and thank you for tuning in, guys. I just realized our viewers are 2.3k. This is crazy at the moment. Highest viewership we've had for the tournament, I think, so far. Awesome stuff. I mean, it is the playoffs, and we do have Raynor versus Showtime coming up. Oh, it's going to be so good, but we might even have another game of PvP before then. As we see this Phoenix escape now over the right-hand side and down through the center. MaNa is obviously in a very, very good position. And as you see, that Resonating Glaives is going to be finishing in a few moments' time. +2 attack coming down on the Forge as well. I mean, he's just a little bit ahead on that. I mean, the Glaives is really just a let's end this game sort of situation. So he's just hanging out in the front. DTs from DnS, obviously one way to try and maybe get back in the game, but he swipes on that third Nexus, so just using them very passively at the moment. He has the Observer coming forwards. He killed one Observer earlier. As you do see, this Phoenix is also just hanging around, moving around, seeing what's up. Archon coming down from DnS. Game does really just chill out at the moment as Damon's trying to find information with the hallucination. Checking into the main, and again having a real good scout of what's going on at the moment. On the far left, we have ourselves an Oracle just hanging out here as well. And you see a Phoenix just currently being hunted down. just... I mean, DnS just has to wait, right? DnS doesn't really have much you can do. Arguably maybe some prison play or so, but it's a tough little situation for DnS, who really is just behind and kind of just waiting for MaNa to kill him. Like, as awful as that may seem, it is kind of just the truth now. Like, DnS is that far behind that he has just not really got many ways to win this game, but his best option is to have MaNa kind of attack into him and hope he can pull off a really good engagement in the defense. That and maybe a bit of warp prison play here and there as well. That's the only thing I would say from DnS that he could maybe do a little bit better that he isn't already doing. Two Archons dropping down, dealing some damage to that Phoenix here. Prism on its way out, as we are going to be seeing the army from MaNa heading over to the far left-hand side. What does Resonating Glaives upgrade do? It gives the Adepts 30% attack speed. So they attack a hell of a lot faster. It's very noticeable. It's really, really powerful. They're very good in this sort of fight because the Adepts will sit behind the Archons, which will tank the Zealots and deal splash damage. And the Adepts getting bonus damage to light will do very well against the Zealots as well, which obviously just makes this a very good fight in general for MaNa from the start. However, there was a lot of Archons here from DnS. However, now he gets caught in a stasis ward of all things. No. Oh, DnS. I mean, for a moment it almost looked as though there was some potential here, but the stasis ward will 100% end this game, as now MaNa puts himself around top of this army, ready to just jump on these units as they come out. DnS can do nothing but, well, I mean, try and run away, but he's going to be running through units here. The Prism comes over to save a couple Archons, might for a round, but it's a game over. We go to a game 5. Hitting through the ads. Really do appreciate it. Goes a long way to supporting the stream. I said it yesterday, and it is very true. The ads, as much as people meme about Twitch ads and so on, we have made more money off of Twitch ads this month than subscribers. So as long as ad revenue is a huge part of funding the stream and helping to run these tournaments, we will continue to run them. Some people don't like them, but it is going a huge way towards helping out. As we kick off to the top left-hand side, our red Protoss player from Team Liquid here is MaNa, looking to try and clutch this out in game 5. Bottom right-hand side, our blue Protoss from Cascade is DnS. But we subs also watch the ads, that's the thing. It's like support on support on support. It all helps. When is Wardy moving? I'm probably going to move, well, if the internet people ever actually reply to me, I'm on the verge of just getting a different internet company. If the internet people ever actually reply to me, I will have internet on January 2nd, and so I will probably be looking to move my studio from here to my apartment on the end of January or so. Wardy, I thought you were much older, we're like the same age. I'm 25 in, like 15 days or something, 17 days. I'm 25 in like 2.5 weeks. Hi, I'm gonna be streaming on my birthday. I'm doing a bunch of stuff. So you see these couple probes of MaNa coming and having a little nibble here and there. No existing line? No. There is an existing line, just they won't come and install it, and apparently there's only 2 people that work in the business section in this area of the country. I'm like, well, get someone from somewhere else in the country. And they were just being shit, so I'm going to be... If it doesn't come on January... They said I'd get internet on January 2nd. If it comes on January 2nd, awesome. If it doesn't, I'm going to be going bonkers. 2 Stalkers on the way up here from MaNa. Just going to be popping out in the next few moments. Stargate from DnS coming down in the main as well, as we just see MaNa poking forwards. Having a little bit of a look to see what's going on here. So MaNa just poking forwards a little bit. This Nexus taking a little bit of damage. As DnS just got behind early last game. That Stalker Phoenix fight really went so well for MaNa. And from there he was just ahead and really just did so much with that lead. MaNa going into a Stargate here, but also building that 3rd gateway proxy, so really looking to apply pressure once again. MaNa playing some very aggressive PvP here today. Stalker's poking forwards and going to start Doing some damage to that Nexus there. A few Stalkers of DnS just hanging around on the natural. Another shield battery on the way up. Just going to be seeing a little bit of back and forth between the two players at the moment. Are we going to get a build vid of my new PC? Probably not, because I built this PC, and ever since I built this PC, I've just had issue after issue after issue with it. So I might just get someone to build it for me, because I am absolutely terrified I'm just going to have issues with it again. Because this PC is absolutely just driving me crazy. Like, I hate it, honestly. I've had issues with it for the last 2 years, so it's never been good. It's never worked properly. I'm so excited to get a new PC and just to have it work. That's like, all I want is for it to work, you know? So fingers crossed. We do see an Oracle about to arrive in the main. 2 Phoenix are waiting here from MaNa, but they've just moved out, so an opportunity for DnS to get some damage done, as he's still trying to defend against these Stalkers. And 1 Phoenix goes down here, as DnS is making a Phoenix of his own. Oracle gets 5 workers before the Phoenix clean it up. I mean, having lost a Phoenix already, now DnS is behind in the Phoenix count, so does he really want to keep on building Phoenix? I'm not sure if he really does. So a little bit of a fight going on here as we see Stalkers continuing to go down on each side. A couple of probes going down as well. Another shield battery on the low ground. DnS still trying to hold on to his Nexus. MaNa is only on 1 base, by the way, so if DnS does hold on to a Nexus, it's obviously hugely beneficial for him. Continue to Chrono Boost out of these 2 gateways. Remember, he has 3 gates against 2 at the moment. You see Phoenix coming in, lifting up that Stalker. Continue to try and deal some damage here. Another nice little pick off as we see still this Nexus taking some damage. Shield battery healing up the Stalkers as well, and just going to have DnS continue to press forwards. Phoenix lifts up one of the Stalkers there, and another Stalker again lifted up as well. I mean, this is where the Phoenix are really going to come into play. DnS keeping his own Phoenix back until the lifts come in, so he can actually use it to fight. Actually doing a good job with the Phoenix, but I think he's not got enough on the ground, so I think MaNa is probably going to win this out and go through to the grand finals. This is Game 5. Everything relies on this game as that Phoenix goes down. He tries to lift something up. Probes are pulled in as well. It's a really close fight, but DnS is running out of units as MaNa's 1 base attack is starting to win out here. Stalker on Stalker. As there really isn't much left. DnS Chrono boosting his gateways to get as many Stalkers as possible. He gets 1 more kill before the shields come back up on that one. He's actually building up another Phoenix as well now, trying to make use of his Stargate. And obviously if he wins the fight in the skies, then his own Phoenix can actually be very useful, taking a Stalker out of the equation. So it is a big deal if he is mining enough to justify it, but MaNa has another Phoenix as well, so it's still not quite going to happen. He dies for the Phoenix for 1 moment, then the Stalker gets lifted, and that's going to really be the issue here. Stalker goes down, extra Stalkers from MaNa, and MaNa will really break through now. The Phoenix falls, the Stalker's pushed up to the high ground, and this is just about going to be GG. Going for the pylon here. He's going to unpower one of the gateways. The other one will... Oh, actually, I thought this pylon was powering this one as well, but... I mean, that's going to be DnS falling even further behind on production. And... Wow, I mean, MaNa just... I mean, the Oracle first from DnS did got a few probe kills, but it never really... It just put him behind on Phoenix. And going behind on Phoenix here, I mean, maybe the better choice would have been from the start to have built a Robo instead of a Phoenix and go into Immortals. But then the Phoenix lift up the Immortals. Man, it's tough. It's a really difficult little situation to try and figure out. PvP and its aggression in the early stages of the game can be so complex. And there's so much that can happen, so much that can go right or wrong. As this is looking as though it's going to be GG in just a few moments. There it is. DnS types it out. MaNa goes to the grand finals after an intense fight.